What's up everyone, OJ here. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about how good competitively is Joker in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Where do I feel that he falls in line on the tier list? What do I like about him the most? What do I not like about him? Because he's been out for a couple weeks now. I've been playing a lot of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate with him, playing against the Elite Ninja Village here. Also going online, I already have him in Elite, which wasn't too hard to do, but I've been continuing to play every now and then and kind of just examine what Joker can do. I've been watching tournament level players as well use Joker, and I've pretty much come to the conclusion that Joker's a pretty good character in this game. But exactly where is he and what do I like about him? Well, let's talk about that. So let's talk about the good first, then we'll talk about some of the negatives when it comes to Joker. Joker is a great kind of rush down, catching characters, rolling, doing stuff like that. Joker is fast. He can get to any point on the map or on the field pretty well on any stage. He can just get there, right? He's very quick, and Joker has good movement in the air, good aerial movement, good tools, just good tools all around when it comes to movement. Even with his guns and his bullet arts and stuff that he can do, he just moves around fluently, which is good. Joker is a very fluent, fast, and agile character in Persona 5, so it makes sense that he has that same type of fluidity in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. And let's talk a little bit about his attacks as well, because I think this is where Joker really shines along with Arsene, the persona that he gets once you get enough meter there. Joker has great moves. He has great moves, from his jab attack to his tilts to his aerials to his specials. Everything is really good. What I love about Joker is kind of how they took some of the best moves from different characters, right? Like when it comes to his fair, for example, which is a forward air, jump in the air, press forward and A. He does kind of like the Captain Falcon kicks, or even like his dash attacks. Kind of reminds me of a little bit like maybe Peach or even like Cloud. It just has that range to catch people, but I think it even has a little bit more range because he does like a double kick, and I love that because you can catch opponents dodge rolling, slip dodging, stuff like that because of the two kicks and the active hitboxes on there. So that's what I love about Joker. He seems like he's a rush down. He can catch you when you're slipping, and also Joker has just great moves just across the board. He has a lot of combo potential, especially off of grabs. Since Smash 4, grabs have been one of those things to where you can really get some big damage. Well, actually since Melee 2 with some characters, but in Smash 4, that's really where they emphasize grab combos, and this is one of those guys that has those early grab combos, whether you're going to do a down throw to like a forward air or do a grab to an up throw, then to up airs. There's a lot of different things that you can do with Joker, even starting up with some of his neutral aerials right into like down tilts and into up tilts and into potentially grappling hooks. There's a lot of cool things about Joker, and I love the combo characters. I love the fast, speedy characters that can get combos in. That's why I also play Sheik, even though she's not as good as Joker, but that's why I play Sheik too, because she can get some combos there, very quick and speedy, can get to any point on the map. You just got to kind of work sometimes a little bit harder to get your kills, and Joker can be the same way at times. However, Joker has the ultimate equalizer, which puts him above Sheik and some of the other lighter characters who might have some trouble killing, and that's Arsene. Arsene is the great equalizer, which I think puts Joker up into the higher tier category. When you get Arsene, it is bad news for the other person that you are playing against, because Arsene just has those meaty, crunchy hits and that power to kill at low percentages depending on where you are on the map and who you're fighting. I just love the way that all of his moves kill at that point. I mean, heck, I think I killed one time on a down tilt when it came to it, and that pops you up straight into the air. Low ceiling stage, but still, it was great to kind of have that feeling that Sheik necessarily doesn't have, and that some of the other characters, the lighter ones, don't necessarily have of that. When you get Arsene, you can definitely put in work and get some kills if you work for it, right? And the recoveries too, I think that's the one thing that makes Joker a very unique character. I'm not sure if it's a plus or negative at this point. From what I've seen from competitive players, the grappling hook can be a very good recovery tool because it can go very low. Also myself as well, it can go very low. But then Arsene, you can even recover more with that, but you do have a little bit of an open hitbox. I mean, they have some invincibility on the hitbox, but you do have a little bit of an open hitbox when you do latch onto the ledge, whereas the grappling hook, it's much harder to get those two frames on there compared to when you have Arsene and you do his recovery. So I guess it's maybe a positive and negative depending on the situation and who you're fighting against. But either way, getting Arsene is still something that the opponent is going to fear, because Arsene is just really powerful. All of a sudden, everything kills now. The back air kills, the up air kills, heck, the forward air kills. Everything is just meteor and has that crunch to it, which you like to feel when you're playing Super Smash Bros. Ultimate with the characters. So I do like that. I feel that if you can take advantage of the opponent using the Rebel's Guard, which is really good, and you can get Arsene so many times in a match, you have to eat some damage for it. So you have to play a little bit more cautiously or better when you don't have Arsene. I feel that Joker becomes that top line type of character. But you do have to be on your game. It's not like you can just sit there and say, okay, well, he's super heavy, you can take so many hits. Joker is not really heavy or anything like that. He's somewhat light, so he can die. He can die somewhat quickly if you're not careful and if your DI, directional influence, is off. So I think that he's a balanced DLC character. I think that based on some of the other top tier characters that have come out in DLC in the past, like Bayonetta or Cloud, I feel that he's much more balanced, yet he's just as fun, if not more fun to use than those characters, and that's exactly what you want to see when you get a paid DLC character. Joker pretty much has it all, when it comes to tools, when it comes to fairness or balance. I think Joker is one of the best, if not the best, DLC third-party character that they've released from an overall standpoint. Not necessarily playing-wise, because obviously Bayonetta was better in her game, but in terms of releasing, being fair, the tool set, rules, all of that, I feel that Joker is just that character. Now let's talk about some of the negatives. Obviously, when you don't have Arsene, there's a problem, right? There's a big problem when you don't have Arsene. Joker can be very weak, and sometimes it's hard for him to kill unless you do the Sheik type of stuff and go off the stage and try to get people multiple times, but you have a tether recovery, right? When you don't have Arsene, you have that tether recovery, which can be gimped by good players out there, which can be gimped. So there are problems. You do have to take risks, especially if you're on your last stock and you're down a stock or two and you need to kind of make a comeback. You got to take risks with Joker. Otherwise, you're probably going to lose because you're not going to have Arsene the whole time. So that is a little bit of a negative, but I think his positives kind of weigh out for it so much. But yeah, the negative is Joker is kind of weak without Arsene. He is kind of weak, and most of the match you're not going to have Arsene, but you do get him based on how much you use Rebel's Guard. You do get him, but then again, you eat damage every time you use Rebel's Guard, and then you can also be susceptible to Rebel's Guard punishes because you do that little flash thing, and yeah, it leaves you open if somebody's going to anticipate you doing that. So that's also another negative as well. So Joker can be opened up at times when it comes to it, but overall, I still feel that he's an amazing character. Now, where do I put him on the tier list? That's the big question that has been discussion among a lot of the competitive community and gamers out there when it comes to Joker, and I'm going to solidly put Joker as a high tier character. If we're just going by a basic like S tier, A tier, B tier, C tier, I'm gonna go ahead and put Joker somewhere right there in the middle or lower A tier character list. I mean, there are a lot of characters that are in the A tier, in my opinion at least. There's a lot of A tier characters that are good, viable characters that can make top 8s, that can win tournaments. I mean, there aren't as many S tier characters, but there's more S tier characters in this Smash Brothers game than there's been in any other Smash Brothers game. There's a lot of characters at the very top of the top that can win you a tournament based on, you know, who you're playing with. And I think that even characters like Snake, where people didn't feel was an S tier character, I think Snake's confidently moved into the S tier range based off of the recent results that we've been seeing from Snake players like MVD and Ally and more, and also Salem as well. All of them have won big tournaments already this year with Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. So the fact that they can win tournaments with Snake at top of the line with great competition kind of tells you that, yeah, Snake's probably in that S tier category. And we're getting more and more Snake players showing up and doing great things. So I would put him below Snake. I'd put him below characters like Pikachu or maybe even Inkling or Peach. I'd put him below those characters, but he's definitely viable and he's definitely good enough to win a tournament. I'm hearing at this point that there's been a number of people, even like MK Leo, have been picking up Joker and been doing really good with him in Japan at this point. So I think that Joker is a solid A tier character in this game. He has a great moveset. He has great tools. He has good moves to kind of space out your opponents, catch them rolling, catch them slip dodging. He has good edge guarding tools as well. Great combo potential with what he can do. He has grab combos as well. He has air combos that he can do. He has this bullet arts that he can do. He has so many different things that you can use to mix up your opponents and kind of catch them and frustrate them, especially with the bullet arts and him flipping and spinning all over the place. Heck, if you want to even get more technical, he even has like wave landing and stuff like that that you can do in the game, which a lot of characters don't have, which he has on there. So even if you want to mix people up with your movement, mix people up with your bullet arts, kind of grab grab combo people and edge guard them. There's a lot of great things that Joker can do in the game, and once again, he is definitely my main at this point, along with Sheik and Wolf. I'm still going to use those characters, and Link at times depending on matchups, but Joker's definitely going to be the number one. I'm having a ton of fun with him, and he almost feels like a good Sheik. Like, I wish that they made some of the adjustments and some of the stuff that can maybe kill a little bit more with Sheik, because like Sheik can't kill really, even with the updates, and Joker is stronger than Sheik is. Even without Arsene, Joker is still stronger than Sheik and has aerials, for example, like his forward air that can actually kill. But either way, Joker, really good, solid A-tier character in my opinion. What are your favorite things about Joker? What do you like about him? What do you dislike about him? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below, and where do you put Joker on your tier list? Alright guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Go and check out the links in the description below. We got Facebook and Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on our social media. Hit that like button if you did like this video. Let me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to PlayerEssence for this RPG, Japanese, and Nintendo gaming news. Thank you so much for watching. I will catch you guys for the next one. Peace.